What if I told you that keeping your money safe in the bank is one of the most dangerous things you can do? You've probably been told since you were a kid, save your money, keep it safe, don't take risks. It sounds sensible, it even feels responsible. But what if that advice, the one that's been passed down for generations, is quietly keeping you stuck in the rat race? Using 24 years investing experience, I'm going to show you exactly why saving money no longer works. And at the end, I'll tell you how much you can safely keep in the bank to tie it all together. Section 1, cash is not the way. Right now, there's over 526 billion sitting in low interest bank accounts in the UK. That money belongs to 29 million people, teachers, nurses, engineers, people just like me and you. And every one of them is losing money quietly through inflation. And if you understand how bad inflation actually is, you invest into assets. Simple as that. Right, let's talk about cash and why it's not the way to go. Imagine this, you've worked a long week, overtime shifts, late nights, early mornings. You sacrifice your weekends, deal with stress, and finally manage to save £10,000. You put it in the bank and feel proud. You think, I'm being responsible. My money's safe. But fast forward 1 year, and guess what? That 10,000 hasn't done a single thing for you. It's just been sitting there, collecting dust. Your bank might have paid you 2% interest, if you're lucky, but inflation is around 3 to 4%, and that's without currency debasement. Type yes below if you want to fully understand real inflation. That means your saved £10,000 can now buy you only £9,500 worth of goods. You've lost around £500 of purchasing power by doing nothing. Now, imagine if you had invested that same £10,000 into something that earned you 10%. Like a simple global index fund, for example. After 1 year, that money becomes 11,000. After 10 years, it grows to more than 27,000. That's over £17,000 you could have earned without working a single extra hour. The lesson, your money should be out there, working for you, not sitting around like a lazy employee that's clocked out for good. If this info, by the way, resonates and you are interested in investing, hit subscribe so we can build wealth together. Section 2, the emergency fund trap. Now you might be thinking, but I need money in the bank for emergencies. Yes, you're right, up to a point. An emergency fund is your safety net. It's there for true emergencies like losing your job, your car breaking down, or sudden medical bills. But here's where most people go wrong. They turn their emergency fund into a comfort fund. They hold on to tens of thousands just in case, convincing themselves they're being cautious. But what they're really doing is letting fear quietly drain their future wealth. Here's the right way to calculate your emergency fund. Add up your essential monthly costs, your expenses, rent, mortgage, groceries, bills, minimum debt payments. Multiply that number by 3 to 6. That's your emergency fund. If your essential costs are £1,500 a month, your emergency fund should be between £4,500 and £9,000. That's it. Not 20k, not 50k. The rest should be put to work. Keep your emergency fund in a high interest savings account that pays around 4% right now, and keep it separate from your main account. That's all you need to do to sleep well at night and still let your other money grow. As you can probably guess, I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't me giving out financial advice. I'm not an expert, not even close, but I'm sick of seeing people I care about struggling financially, and my intention is to help as many people as possible with my experience. Section 3, why too much cash makes you spend more. Here's something almost no one talks about. Having too much money sitting in your current account actually makes you spend more. Psychologically, it tricks you. When you open your banking app and see £15,000 sitting there, your brain goes, I'm doing okay, all good. I can afford that dinner out, that new phone, that weekend away. On the point of spending money, like eating out at your favourite restaurant, a member of my school community has saved £480 per month by reducing the takeaways and eating out less. If he invests that for 20 years in a low-cost index fund earning 10% average returns, that would get him £372,000. Most people, unfortunately, start spending money that was never meant to be spent. It was meant to be invested instead. I've seen this happen over and over. And honestly, I've done it myself. I've done it between 2008 and 2018 when I had a serious lack of financial education. A way to protect yourself is is with automation, moving money into investments, savings and bills before you even see it. The impulse to spend normally stops from my experience. So automation is your best friend. When you're investing and saving happens automatically, you remove emotion from the equation and wealth builds quietly in the background. You want investing to be set and forget and stress-free. That's what works best for me, for what it's worth. Section 4, inflation, the silent thief. And that's me being nice to inflation. Let's talk about the enemy you can't see, inflation. Inflation is like a slow leak in your financial tyre. You don't notice it day to day, but over time, your purchasing power deflates. If inflation averages 5%, then in just 10 years, your 10,000 will only buy you £6,000 worth of goods. That's a 40% loss in real value, even if the number in your account never changes. And this, by the way, is just an example and isn't the full picture in terms of real inflation. The irony, the banks are using your money to protect themselves from inflation by reinvesting it into assets like mortgages, government bonds and stocks. They make money on your deposits while you earn nothing. So instead of letting them do it for you, do it for yourself, because inflation doesn't care about your job title, your good intentions or your safety strategy. If your money's standing still, it's falling behind. And if you want to really fully understand how bad inflation actually is, look into Argentina and hyperinflation. Or you could read Seeing Kids' latest book, where he goes into this in loads of detail, loads of frightening detail. I'll leave the link for his free Audible below in the comments. Section 5, how to make your money work. So what should you actually do with your money? Simple, put it to work in assets. Assets are things that grow in value or pay you income. Here are 5 of the best assets for busy professionals. 1, your pension. If you're employed, your pension is the easiest, most tax efficient investment you'll ever make, especially if your employer matches contributions. That's literally free money. 2, stocks and shares ISA. You can invest up to £20,000 per year, completely tax-free. Use it to buy index funds, which are like baskets of the world's top companies all in one place. You don't have to pick stocks or time the market. You just invest monthly and let time do the heavy lifting. 3, index funds or ETFs. These track the global market, meaning your money grows as the world economy grows. Historically, that's 7 to 10% a year on average. 4, property. Not for everyone, but if done wisely, property can give you rental income and long-term appreciation. 5, invest in yourself. Courses, skills, certifications, anything that increases your earning potential. The best investment you can ever make is the one that improves you. This has been my best investment to date. In 2010, I went back to college to get more engineering qualifications. 2 years later, my income literally doubled. If you can automate contributions into these every single month, your money will start compounding quietly. And before you know it, your investment will be earning more than your job. Section 6, how much should you keep in the bank? Here's a rule you learn from the experts when you read the books. I've read hundreds of investing books over the last 6 years, and you hear this time and time again. Keep 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash. Keep short-term goals, like under 5 years, in high-interest savings accounts. Invest everything else. That's your framework. Simple, safe and powerful. If you're sitting on 20k or 50k, just in case, as I said earlier, you're not being cautious, you're being complacent, because that cash is losing value to inflation every single day. I touched on your emergency fund earlier, but I wanted to go over it again to drive home the importance of investing most of your money. Summary. This has been about why you shouldn't be a saver, apart from your emergency fund I've just mentioned, and why you should be an investor to build wealth and potentially retire early. Next time you look at your bank balance and feel proud that it's grown, try and remember that number might be going up, but its value is going down. Money is meant to move, to circulate, to grow. Saving made sense 30 years ago. But today, with inflation, lowish interest rates and higher living costs, saving isn't safe anymore. investing is. And the beautiful thing, you don't need to be rich to start. You just need to start small and stay consistent. And if you want a simple step-by-step guide on exactly how to start investing safely and build freedom faster, see below for my latest playlist.